Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining me. Actually, thank you, Marcus, for allowing us in your office.
Absolutely, yeah.
For probably the second or third time.
Yeah.
I wanted to come down here. I already explained to the people who are watching why we're down here.
Yeah.
But I want to take a few minutes of your time to ask you a few questions about your company, what you do, and yourself as an individual. First question, pretty straightforward. First of all, who are you and what do you do with THI?
Started Texas Home Improvement, this version in Austin back in May of 2015. I have another Texas Home Improvement up in the DFW area. We started in May of 2014. So been a few years now, and then obviously I was a contractor in California for almost 30 years. So yeah, I didn't know anybody here at all. I'm like, okay, let's give a shot to Austin. Came out of here, moved a lot of people. I mean, to date, I think I've moved, when you include friends and family, about 90 people from California to Texas.
Who now live here.
Yeah, I'm probably about a 15% fail rate on people returning, but everyone else is still here. Okay. Most have bought houses, most have bought cars and are with us or have moved on to other places. So that's what I'm most proud of, is just giving people opportunity.
Yeah. Well, you've built a pretty big business, and I think there's a lot of that. Even I'll talk about the learnings that we can take from that at the end. But what I want to focus on, just to, for people who don't know, what does THI do? How would you describe that?
On the surface, we're a home remodeling company. We install roofing, windows, exterior patios, we do painting, we do interior stuff, but really a marketing and sales firm. Most of our time spent on that, making sure we are active in the neighborhoods, do a lot of charity work, but it's really trying to connect straight to the inline consumer. We're not a Home Depot, if you would, people, it's passive. We go right to the areas that need what we have, and we've really perfected that over the last 20 something years of marketing, and then a sales process that I think is really good. It's a lot of information we pack into a very short amount of time, and I mean, if you can look online to our reviews, customers really like what we do. So I guess that's about it.
Fair enough. Now, I know you guys done a lot. I think there's 5 or 6 products, is that right?
I think so, and we've added new ones. I mean, when I first got to Texas, we never did siding. It's just the product we use, Cool Wall. They won't warranty it over Masonite. This whole city is built on Masonite.
For the audience who doesn't know, could you please explain to them what Masonite is, why that matters as well?
Yeah, I think they started in the late 70s. It's like a fiber board siding. The problem was it had a very thin coating on it. It's basically a cardboard product. So once it gets damaged a little bit by weather, it absorbs water like a sponge. And what we're replacing it with is a fiber cement product which doesn't decay in the water, is super solid, and once we coat it with our product, it lasts forever. So we didn't install siding in California. We took that on here because it wouldn't survive. And now we've moved into foundation repair, where there's a lot of, I'm from California with earthquakes. You get them here, you just don't realize that they're happening. But a lot of settling because of the clay. And so we've taken on rebuilding foundations, because you can't have a house unless you start with a foundation. So those two are new, but I'd say 6, 7 products.
If I recall, windows, patio covers, roofing is obviously a big one, siding, and then foundation. And the last one I believe is, I think we covered most of them. Actually.
Most of them, yeah. And then there's variations where we do Cool Wall only without siding. There's a lot of stucco we see in North Austin, so that's its own. We do siding replacement without the coating, because some people like to do a different finish on it.
So to clarify, the siding product, this Cool Wall, instead of having to replace it every X years, you do it once, essentially for life, you're good. That's my understanding.
Our not official, but in-house slogan is, we offer lifetime solutions. That's what we do. Everything we put in, once it's in there, should last as long as the house is going to last, without a doubt.
Crazy. Okay. Bit of a curveball.
All right.
What's something people don't know about THI, or maybe they misunderstand about THI?
Well, what they wouldn't know is the inner culture, where just this morning I have a production tech that's been with us for quite a long time. We didn't tell him, but we gathered our whole group together this morning, and he took ownership of a brand new truck. He's been driving on an old, kind of clunker vehicle, and been very patient, never asked for anything. So that this morning, handing those keys over in front of everybody, pretty inspiring. And it's cliche to say, oh, we're a family. Maybe we are, but the group works with the group.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to see everybody succeed, and then the group basically decides who makes it here or not, in a good way. And so it really is a functioning family type unit that each group does something unique but it's a support of the other section. So it's almost like a baton race where marketers hand the leads to the sales guys hand the contracts to production hands, the money back to our accounting firm, but everyone works on marketing. Everyone is responsible for bringing more business and more people. And we really hammer that home. So, the inner workings they're a lot of fun. Today was a good day for me.
Yeah.
That makes me really happy. We're doing a little well. We reinvest immediately into the company.
It's amazing. Okay, let's go homeowners for a second. Obviously, you guys sell quite a lot of different products. What's something, and you can pick for any product you want, or just in general, what's something homeowners should ask but don't?
The standard questions that everybody's into. How long have you been in business? Do you have referrals? They don't take it past that, right? I think the question they should ask is, what was your worst job?
I like that.
Which one did not go well?
Yeah.
It's remodeling. There's no exact science to it. So I think if they ask that question, which was the worst job you had and why, and how did you survive it? That's more telling than 1,000 reviews and gold stars and whatever. You have to be able to handle adversity in any business. But if you don't, and you're the homeowner that happens to have the adversity, that's where the customer would then say, "Oh, we had a bad contract." Well, they didn't ask that question when they hired him. If they had, they probably would figure out if it was the right guy or not.
I love that answer. I've never heard that before. Now, next on my list, I've got, what are the most common mistakes you see homeowners make when it comes to their home? Now, what I mean by that is, at least the thing that comes to mind immediately is, they'll see like cracks in the foundation, and they'll just let it because the house hasn't fallen down yet. Are there any other signs or things that people are ignoring that might be costing them more in the long term because they're not fixing them now?
Well, all of it.
Okay.
Kind of look at a house like a boat. If there's a leak in your boat, you're on it, you're going to fix it. And so I think your point of being a little more lackadaisical, it's not bad yet. Better to get on a problem very early than late, which then leads to other problems. And so I don't think homeowners understand, if I'm going to make an analogy, where every part of the house, there's a string attached to the next part of the house. And so they may see that little crack, but not see, let's say, a roof, it's leaking. Wherever it's dripping in the house, it didn't start there. It might have started way over there and taken a journey down the beam, and then this beam, and like you see those things where people put a ball and it gets this and it twists. So you think it's coming through there. It may be coming through a lot of different places and damaging things along the way. And then there is no repair. So let's say I have a piece of siding and you go, the squirrels ate it, or it's rotted. Well, so is the under part, and so is what's attached to it. I can't take a magic wand and pull this piece of siding off and put a new one in there. The minute I start tugging on that house, all of a sudden other problems show up.
It's a string, right? It's connected.
And it's going to pull on all of it. So the longer you let things go, that string turns into a rope, and we start pulling on it. We'll see what the house has to tell us.
I like that. What are the signs, what would you say, signs of a good contractor?
Well, like I said, if they're willing to tell you their worst job, they're probably pretty good. And it's the standard stuff. How long have you done it? Is it something that you are excited about and about improving? I started when I was 23 years old in this business, and I've gone from writing everything on paper to now all of this stuff. So I'd say, number one, are they willing to tell you what the hardest job they had? Number two, you could go with years in business, but what did they do in those years? How many things have they made their business? How have they improved on it with the advent of computers? I used to run my own server dock. Are they looking to new technologies? And then the other one, and this is a question that no one asks, what do their finances look like? Are they a financially sound business? Or are they getting the next job to take the deposit to pay for the other one? Do they actually run a business, or did they just get good at installing roofing? Like, I could do this on my own. I'm a business owner that does roofing and windows and coating. The story I told you about Luis getting a new truck, that's from years of, funds are coming in now. Our fleet's getting old. Buy it now. I can't do it in December.
Yeah.
That's fiscally responsible. So I don't ever hear a homeowner ask about the financial stability of the contractor. Then they wonder why the job doesn't finish and they have problems with it. So I'd say that's most important.
You remind me of what I spoke to Harrison right before this, and I asked him a question about a big decision factor for a lot of homeowners, unfortunately, is pricing. And he said something which relates to what you just said, which is if somebody's selling you a roof for $10,000, they're cutting corners somewhere.
Yes.
A corner's got to be cut. And what you just said was, are they in the business of installing roofs, or are they taking your money to then pay back the guy from the last job?
Right.
And it sounds like that's the opposite of the culture that you're, or the opposite of the way you do business.
Right.
Now, on this price thing, because I know it's a really, really, I don't want to say an important topic for a lot of homeowners.
Yeah.
Why is it so important not to go, I won't say not to go the cheapest option, but why is it important to look more than just the cost, the immediate dollar cost?
All right. Well,
I know it's a big,
it's not, and I'll back up.
Sure.
Predate that before that question can be answered. It's really this. Fortunately and unfortunately, the business we're in, most people think they can do it. You know, if you looked at businesses across the board, we'd be labeled a dumb business, which is a business term. Okay, you get some roofing material, tear it off, put it on. Sure. Well, and you and I had a talk off camera with, have you ever painted a room before? Inside, right? So this thought I could do it, I think, hinders people's understanding what the price should actually be. Yeah. Well, you bought some paint, you had this. Well, they don't factor in all the insurances, the marketing costs, and retainers for warranties and so on. So there's two things. You have the price that you're going to pay, or you have the cost which you're going to pay. You're going to pay one way or the other. And there's nothing worse than money you spend that's, and I hate to use the word wasted, but almost lost money. If you could spend 10 grand or 20, a lot of people go, I'll spend 10. Well, take that, get a convertible, drive down the 71, let it go. It'd be a lot of fun. Sure. Because that's what you're doing. The extra 10 gets the job to where it needs to be. The company can make some money, you can pay its people, you can have some money retained for warranties, and you have a great job. So if you got caught up straight on price, and especially those who get 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 different estimates, now you're you're basically crossing the information. I heard this I liked and this I liked, I like this price. Well, those don't all go together. It's jumbled up from talking to so many people. That's why, again, with the price, if I can present to you everything that we're going to do, and it has nothing to do with anybody else, I am not affected by competition, other people. That's what it takes to hire us. That's what it is. And then, there's a lot of businesses like that. I think if you were in trouble, you wouldn't hire a $100 an hour attorney. If your life is on the line or your freedom, you probably get the guy that's charging maybe 10 times that and has a very nice car and a nice office because you go, my chances of doing well here are good. Why would you do that to the place you spend your time and live? Okay,
interesting. Now, whichever product you want, what are the top signs, right, that somebody might notice in their house? Whichever product that people should be like, I need to reach out to THR for this. What would you say those are? Obviously, if it's a leaking roof.
Yeah, there are products that are absolutely needs, and then we have products that are absolutely wants. So if you're outside and you like to spend time outside, and you're getting broiled by the sun, and mosquitoes or whatever else, probably time to look at putting a cover outside, which absolutely would change
quality of life.
The quality of your house and your outside time. That's, I think, from a human standpoint, worth whatever it costs. The other part, I'm a little bit crazier than most. Anytime you see a defect, I think you should act, whether it's you're patching something or whatever. But if you get a little leak in a roof, it's time to go, because that's not one, it's just the one that's showing its face. Windows, people don't realize the amount of energy and money they spend by having old windows, especially people in Texas. Like, it's a window. I'll give you one quick little analogy. If the window that you have, which are all these cheap builder grade windows in Texas, there's a 16th inch gap between where the sash, which is the movable part, meets the frame. Well, there is. 16th inch isn't very much. A window that's 3 by 5, if you took that 16th inch, which seems like nothing, put it together, it's the size of a brick.
Just a hole.
A hole in your house the size of a brick. You have 10 windows like that, it's your front door. Would you ever leave your front door open?
Probably not. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but it doesn't, that's where you say maybe it doesn't make sense. It's not super sexy. Well, when your energy bills come down 20, 30, and the quality of life, maybe you save 20, 30%, but I'm not freezing then hot and then freezing then hot. And then doesn't even, we haven't even talked about the noise reduction, and our products all work together.
Yeah.
If you had a house, you would build your house with what we do. That's what we tell homeowners. Let's bring that up to 2025 standards. And the foundation is not being sexy. Well, what's the first thing that goes down when you build a house? Your foundation.
Yeah.
And everyone checks that. Let's make sure this is good so we can build something on it. You know? So I'd say at any note that there's something odd, have us take a look
reach
at
out.
it. Yeah. And if whatever you did was 10 years old, it needs to be replaced.
Yeah.
It wasn't done right the first time. I promise you that.